Many individuals dream of becoming a millionaire. We dream of building that generational wealth. We consistently think of our dream house, our dream cars, and even that dream vacation. But what many individuals lack are the keys needed in order to open the doors to building wealth. Well, this video is exactly what you need. So if I'm being honest with you, which I always am, I didn't come from money. And as a matter of fact, my parents were not financially literate. At that particular instance, they may not have even been considered to be the middle class. And the reason for that is because my father lacked the financial literacy in order to accumulate that generational wealth. If you're interested in becoming wealthy so you can pass that generational wealth on to your children, you may want to consider subscribing right now to this channel. Let's go ahead and get into the 5 steps necessary in order for you to build generational wealth. The first step is going to be setting a real budget. Listen, Michael Jordan didn't become the GOAT by accident. He was obsessed with it. He put in the work, and you are no exception. If you want to build wealth, you have to plan for it. And that is exactly what a budget is. A budget helps you to realize your goals, stay on path to accomplish those goals without drifting afar. You see, the problem that many individuals have when we're talking about finances is that you get so used to spending money that you don't have. So if any of you are familiar with waiting for payday to come, but then realizing that that money is already spent before it even hits your bank account, it's like you're on a hamster wheel, right? You're running this race that you feel like you'll never reach that finish line. And if that's you, I highly encourage you to examine your spending habits. Do you actually know how much money you have coming in versus how much money you have going out? The simple truth is that 57% of Americans in 2022 do not have a budget. They think that they have a budget simply because they look at their bank account and say, I have $200 left. I could afford it. Well, chances are, if you have to question whether or not you can afford something, you probably can't. And that is not a slight on you, it's just the simple truth. So I ask you, do you have a budget? And if you don't, what are you waiting for? If you're serious about building that generational wealth, then I highly encourage you to go over to my website and go ahead and set up your financial coaching session with yours truly. I'll put the link in the description below. The second step, that is one of the most crucial steps, is getting out of and staying out of debt. In the last year, credit card debt alone grew from $52 billion to $860 billion. And that's just in the United States. The average household debt grew to $155,000. The best debt to have is no debt. But those of you who are in debt and have no idea what to do, what I would highly encourage you is to watch this video, all right? It gives you a step-by-step process on how to get out of debt, which are the same steps that I used in getting out of debt and accumulating wealth after. So if I did it, you can, right? If you're in debt and you have no idea what to do or how to begin accumulating wealth, you have to start paying that debt off. And believe me, even though it may seem daunting, trust me, you can do it. You just have to take the first step. The third thing that you need to be looking at when you're trying to build wealth, and that is being frugal. Now, 90% of the millionaires in the United States spend less than they make. What you would think is, if you're a millionaire, you're probably buying whatever you want to buy, whenever you want to buy it, because you can afford it. But it's to the contrary. You see, millionaires become millionaires because they understand the principles of finances, right? They more so will buy things that they need as opposed to things that they want. Now, that isn't to say that millionaires don't have nice things. I have the cars that I want. I'm in a house that I want. I put away enough money for investments to be able to pass these things on to my children. What it boils down to is this: the wealthy do not carry credit card balances. The wealthy spends less than $150 at restaurants every month. The wealthy do not frivolously spend on clothes, jewelry, and even cars. And a book that I highly recommend to you if you haven't read already is The Millionaire Next Door. And that book simply states to you that this picture, this convoluted picture that many individuals have in their head about millionaires is a bit murky. You see, most millionaires in the United States don't live in 10-bedroom mansions in these gated communities driving BMWs and Teslas and Maseratis. Millionaires generally do not go about things this way. Many individuals think that living frugally means not enjoying life. And let me tell you, that is not the case. My family and I take vacations, we take trips, we have everything that we want, we have everything that we need, and we're still on track to pass millions on to our children when we're no longer here. So the question lies therein. Do you want to be wealthy, or do you want to look wealthy? If you're enjoying the content so far, please put a thumbs up in the comments below, and in addition, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. The fourth thing that you need to be looking at when you're trying to build wealth is my personal favorite, and that is investing. You see, 9 out of 10 millionaires in the United States consistently invest with a long-term investment strategy. They don't panic, they don't follow trends, they don't sell all because of market volatility, but more so, we save, invest, and live frugally. Now, when we speak about investing, this is a large, broad term, but generally we're talking about investing in your 401k, your TSP, IRAs, 529 plans. If you're not investing, then ask yourself, what is your money doing for you? The job that you're working, when you get paid, are you simply just paying your bills with it? And if that's the case, how exactly are you accumulating wealth? I'll answer that question for you. You're not. So a large portion of individuals then ask themselves many questions. Number one, how much should I be investing? Well, I went over that in this video. Number two, am I too old to be investing? You're never too old to invest. It's just that at a certain age, your investment strategy must change. But no, you're never too old to invest. Number three, well, what should I be investing in? Index funds. And I also went over that in this video. So be sure to check those videos out after this one. If you're asking, hey, what index funds should I be investing in? Not only am I going to link it down in the description below, not only can you watch it in this video, I'll give you a quick breakdown. Regardless of which broker you're investing with, whether that be Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab's, or a robo-advisor, the principles are the same. Invest in a low-cost, highly diversified index fund, preferably one that tracks the S&P 500 or a total stock market index fund. And don't forget to diversify by adding international index funds as well as bonds. Invest in more bonds the closer you are to retirement. The more time you have, the more equity stocks that you want to be investing in. But at the end of the day, a simple answer to why should I invest, especially why should I invest if the market currently is volatile? Well, why should you brush your teeth when you're sleepy? Investing is one of the pillars. It's one of the foundational principles of understanding finances. If you're not investing, the money that you make, that you have sitting in your checking account, is doing nothing for you. Put your money into an investment vehicle that will help you accumulate wealth in the long term so you'll have something to pass on to your children. But more importantly, be able to pass on to your children the financial principles that they will need in order to be financially successful. I challenge you to do so. The last and final step that you need to be looking at, step number 5, and that is stop trying to impress people that do not give a damn about you. I want a Mercedes or I want a BMW, so when people see me in it, they think, oh, hey, look at him, he's doing great. I need that big 6 or 7 bedroom mansion in a gated neighborhood so that when I am hosting people, they can go through the house and say, oh man, look at him, he's doing so great, I want to be like him. Or we got to have the latest shoes or the nicest clothes or all the fancy jewels and watches, but at the end of the day, what is it doing for you? At the end of the day, be confident and comfortable with who you are. Stop trying to find your why by impressing people who already have their why. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself and your family. Now you know the steps necessary in order to build wealth. If you found this video to be helpful, go ahead and subscribe. And also, please go ahead and hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. I want to thank all the men and women of this country who served and who continue to serve. I appreciate you all. Until the next video, let's talk finances then.